shit done. Hey Hamgwen, how's it going? How you doing today? And as you can see, I'm just working on this more. I think the hard part's done. It's just like making line art and then coloring it in. Yeah, that looks correct. Hey, Paul, how's it going? We're just working up the animation some more. I'm doing good, by the way. How about yourself? How about you guys? I sound like a mob boss. How about you guys? Eating lunch right now? Prepare to work on your commission? Excellent. Awesome. Well, you know, yeah, if you guys got anything to work on, you know, you can work alongside. Just chill out to the music. And let's see if I can also get things done. Not too bad, nice. At uni again, grinding away. Glad I'm well. Oh, thank you, thank you. Glad you're well too. At uni, oh man. Growing up, I never really liked school all that much. College was definitely like an improvement of sorts. But I like things I don't miss. I don't miss being in debt. I hate being in debt. I don't know what it's like where you are in terms of like tuition and stuff. Tuition here kind of sucks, even with federal aid. I still ended up owing a lot of money. Oh, I hated that. I should have went to community college first. Like, I wasn't like super exceptional academically, so I didn't have like, I got a few scholarships here and there, but you know, it didn't cover like a huge cost. Yeah, I wish places were like Germany, where, you know, like Germany has like free college. That would be sweet. Oh yeah, I got student debt for days. Oh no. Oh no. Not the... I hate that. Like here in the US, I don't know about other countries. I don't know if the concept exists, but we have community college, which basically is like cheaper. It's lower tuition, still kind of high in my opinion, but it's lower tuition. It's much more manageable. But because it's community college, I think it's targeted for a certain demographic, like usually lower income people / people who are just trying to upskill themselves, you know? Like they're not really in it to like get a brand new like 4-year degree or anything, or a master's or anything like that. They're just there to like gain a new skill, and maybe, you know, they'll get a promotion or get paid more at their jobs. So it's like a more short-term thing. And you only get an associate's too. If you actually go try to get a degree from the community college, you only get an associate's, which is a 2-year degree. So that's another reason why it's cheaper. But still, it's like, if you get a 2-year degree at a 4-year college, it's gonna end up costing more, which makes no sense, but whatever, that's how it is here. It's been worth it though, hopefully. I hope it's worth it too, you know, whatever, depending on what your degree is. Like, I'll tell you this, I got a bachelor's in graphic design. It did not work out very well. I can tell you for certain, last time I told you guys I was an office admin, so I'm clearly not doing anything graphic design related. Yeah, we have something similar called TAF. Yeah, facts, exactly, yeah. TAF, alright. Yeah, but, so I'm assuming things are gonna work kind of similarly then there. Because if you go to the community college, you pay less tuition. You can also transfer to certain colleges. Like, so many things you have to worry about. You have to worry about like your credits transferring And if your credits don't transfer, that means you have to like retake courses, even though it's a similar course. It's just a lot of like, you know, baloney. A lot of baloney. Not a fan. I had good times in college, but overall I'm kind of glad I don't have to go to school anymore. It's just a lot of stress. Parents are both graphic designers actually, so I know it can be difficult these days. Well, it's not like I got my degree recently. I got my degree like 10 years ago. But I don't know. I guess being well, you know, back then I was much younger, but back then I don't know. I think it wasn't just I don't know. Like, I'm a millennial. And like, I remember the thing back then in here in the US was like, oh, there's like the Wall Street thing where everyone's like protesting against Wall Street because, you know, the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. And then it was during a time where apparently a lot of college students weren't able to get jobs, or they weren't able to get jobs like within their degree or whatever. I don't know. There's a lot of like social issues. I know I was one of those college people who couldn't get a job. But I remember applying for jobs and getting a few interviews when back then, like a year or two after I graduated. I did try to get some, you know, I went out, did the whole interview thing. I don't know, I guess I was just like too, what's the word? I didn't have a lot of courage. I didn't have a lot of faith in myself because I gave up pretty easily, which was unfortunate. I should have just like if I knew if I knew about the like job hunting grind and I figured it out, you know, if I like just focused and I was just like ignored all the bad stuff, because like I got depressed pretty quickly because like I got a few interviews and I basically got nothing out of it. But that's the thing, that's just the interview process. So I wish I knew what I knew now, which was like, okay, you didn't get the job, that's fine. Move on to the just move on to the next one. Just apply again and, you know, do it again. And then eventually the number game plays out and the number game plays out, and you know, eventually someone will hire you, because that's just kind of how it works. My nail house. Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm sorry. I was just running my mouth. Indeed, relatable. Yeah. So, you know, you're in uni. And whenever you plan to finish, like, I think that's the only thing, like, if I can share, like, my personal experience with, like, people younger than me or who are still in college or they're going to college and then, you know, they don't know what their plan is. It's like, just grind at it. Ignore the bad stuff. Oh, you got, like, a bunch of interviews and you didn't get the job and you did everything you could. You called a week later to say, hey, what's up, company ABC? Like, is this position still open? Have you made your decision yet? Blah, 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 blah. You know, you do all the stuff the internet tells you. You do your checklists, right? It's like, okay, you run through your checklists and you did everything you could and they still won't hire you. Fine. Move on to the, you know, just go back to your job hunting grind. Because it's like, it's not the end of the world. It's just like, you just move on to the next thing. Like I said, I wish. Oops! Don't do that! Don't do that! That's what I wish I knew when I was younger. But it's weird because like college did not prepare me for that. Like we had a career services thing, and it was kind of not good. Like I got one job from it, but it was like a freelance job, and it was stupid. It was definitely like. It was stupid in the sense that it was definitely just for college students. Like, hey, you want a part-time job on the side while you take college? Yeah, use this job. But I needed like a full-time job at that time. So college has not prepared me for the real world, unfortunately. In terms of like getting a job. But that's just me. It's also like my fault too. I should have been more proactive. So it's not like completely the college's fault. Yeah, I agree. I used to be really bad like that, but I think I've grown to let go of stuff I can't control more and more. Yeah, that's good. Good mindset. Because there are things you can't really control other people. You know, you can influence them, sure, but you can't really, you can't make a company hire you, really. And I think, you know, personally, if you could let go of things like that, think the uncontrollable, I think you'll live a much more positive life. I won't necessarily say happier, but it'll be less stressful. Yeah, I've not been career-oriented at all, but it'll be fine, I think. Yeah, I think, like my cousin did pretty good. My cousin's much younger than me. She did pretty good. I'm not really sure how she got her job, though. But basically, you know, she went to a pretty decent college. And she took some internships, so she definitely busied herself. Where is this eye? Oh wait. Oh, it's on the same layer, okay. She definitely busied herself. Yeah, like I said, I think if the only thing I can tell people is, if I can suggest anything to people, it's just like, you know, get some experience under your belt, like internships. And then when you do go out into the real world, just like, and start applying to places, like, just don't stop. Just keep going. It could be depressing, but just don't stop. If that's the route you fall into, that's the only thing I could suggest. Like, don't give up, keep going. Go do all the things, go to networking events, career fairs, and keep applying. Just keep applying. Research how to like be a better, research how to like do good in interviews, everything. And then, like, you know, if you are in the position where you are still unemployed, like after college or during or the last year of college, like, find something to do that shows that you're productive, I think. And that could be anything. It could be like your side thing, I think. But, you know, it could be a side thing, it could be like a part-time job, it could be like volunteering. It just shows that you're trying to like better yourself. And then you can put that on your resume. But hopefully none of that happens. And when you leave uni, you'll already have a job in hand. Hopefully that happens. Because job hunting sucks. Crap. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, that's on a different layer. It's definitely stress minimizing. Yeah, not worrying about stuff. Having 2 degrees doesn't land me a job, so I just hire people instead. Oh wow, you okay, so you're a hiring manager, Mino Mouse? That's cool. Yeah, when having degrees and job searching doesn't work, you just Just be the boss. That's all you have to do. Just, it's that easy. Just be the boss. Yeah, you are the hiring manager. Very nice. Yeah, noted. Thank you. I'm actually in my last year, but I'm lucky because I've got a bit of time and a part-time hospital job. Oh, very cool. Very cool. See, you're already in a better position than I ever was. Whoops, I messed that up. I'll delete that. Basically, just don't do what I did. That is the lesson to be learned. Man, I did not realize my lines were so skinny. Now's a good time to ever wait. Oh, you just start business. Now is a good time than ever to be starting one, but not everyone could do it or should. Yeah, I mean that's true. Very. How long have you how long have you been doing this business, Mino Mouse? Sorry, hospital is short for hospitality. Oh, okay. I'm like, well, I mean, it was pretty close. Hospitality, hospital, they have the same letters. It's very close. Maybe it's a hospital. I mean, hospitals serve food, right? They have to. I mean, the food probably costs like... Oh, actually, no, you're in Australia, so like hospitals might be... medical stuff might be cheaper there. I'd imagine, like, on the bill, and luckily I've never been hospitalized for anything, but I imagine on the bill for, like, hospital food would be, like, $500 for some, like, crappy food. Because, like, you know, the general, like, stereotype in America is, like, hey, our our medical is, like, super expensive. And they'll bill you for, like, basically silly stuff. I don't know how true that is, but you know, there's a saying like when there's smoke there's fire, so chances are like a lot of this like stereotypes, rumor stories is true. Like if you want to contest a bill, you have to like, yeah, you basically have to call up the billing department and go like, hey, can you tell me what this line item is? And if they can't really do anything about it, they'll like take it away. If they can't like say like what it is and defend it. But then again, it's never happened to me yet. One day it will. One day it will. Actually, one time I did receive a bill for like $800, and I was like, oh my god. So I called them up, and they just called the insurance company, and then the bill went away. But still, I was just like, $800? Jesus, I don't want to pay $800. Entering your third year? It's entering a... you know, I was thinking like, entering third year of college? No, like, no, your business. Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations on your job. I used to read a lot of books and stuff, because like, the entrepreneur route definitely seems kind of interesting. You know, I like, you know, I want to like do a side hustle with the art thing. Maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, who knows. But supposedly like businesses fail like within the first year or so. At least if that's, I think that's what I remember from like college actually. I think literally there's a finance book we were studying, and it's like most small businesses fail like within the first year. Or first 2 years or whatever. So congratulations of passing that whatever you call it, that metric. I don't think they serve beers in hospitals though. You can never, well, if you with that attitude, they'll never happen. Of course that's really bad, especially if if one of those people is like an alcoholic and they're like, they have like liver issues, then yeah, that's probably a bad thing. Maybe just don't serve it to them, but everyone else, like, oh, you have cancer? Well, here's a beer. On the house. Can I ask about what the $800 for, if I may ask? To my knowledge, your healthcare costs are still pretty effed on average. It was like to check for like kidney stones. Yeah, I'll say that much. It was to check for kidney stones. And it was a really fast, short procedure. Like, they could do it, like, on the spot. Not completely painless, unfortunately, but it wasn't that bad. I don't want to go more, because it's kind of, like, nasty still. It's like, there's, like, no blood or anything, but it was still kind of gross. Yeah, there's a lot of factors, especially now that it's within 6 months. 6 months to your third year? Yeah, I'm sure. Could I ask, like, what your business is about, by the way, if you're okay with sharing? Just curious. Because, like, if I did a side hustle that became, like, you know, decent side income, I probably just want to do it by myself. I probably wouldn't want to go through the complications of growing it. That's just me though. Cause like I like simple things. If I had to like start hiring people and then suddenly there's payroll involved, I'd be like, so many other things to consider. Whereas if it's just like, if I'm just a solopreneur, you know, I just have to worry about myself for the most part. Oops, I shouldn't put it so far to the right. Okay, I see a few issues. Okay, yeah, this one needs to be fixed. Oh man. Let me fix that real quick. Let's see, back, forth. What the heck? Did I just copy it? Let me delete this real quick. Oops. That's fine. Just FNB. Oh, I have no idea what that is. Oh, good. Now that I know what the checkup looks like, but I'm sure we don't pay like $800 for this sort of thing here in Australia. That's for sure. Yeah, probably not. Like, I remember it was like a social media post or something. Like most of the developed countries, most first world countries, have basically universal healthcare and it works, but not America. Yeah. Oh wait, this should be a little bit. Yeah, this should be up here actually. It should be a little smaller. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, I did say I called the billing department and it was corrected. So medical, depending on where you are in America, is basically like this. Like here in New York, you can get like Medicaid. It's called like Medicaid or whatever. So it's like just a different I guess medical don't even know how to describe it, but basically, if you're poor enough, this is the catch. If you're poor enough, you can be eligible for lower cost healthcare. That's basically what it means. But you have to be poor, essentially. Oh no, oh crap, I messed that up. So if you are a low enough income, you are eligible for cheaper healthcare, which makes sense, right? But once you exit that income, let's say life has been good and you got a better job or you got a promotion or whatever, well, all of a sudden you're gonna be paying higher healthcare. Because right now it's like the government is subsidizing the costs of my health insurance because I make below a certain amount of money. Ooh, yeah. Food and oh, that's what FMB does. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't know that. Very cool. Man, that's another industry that's really hard though, isn't it? Like, because I remember watching Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, and it's like, I mean, I don't know how truthful that show is, but Kitchen Nightmares has shown me that running the food and hospitality business is hard. It's hard. There's a lot of people who can't do it. They have no idea what they're doing. It's crazy. I love Kitchen Nightmares, but I don't know if it's like, you know, over dramatized or whatever. Ironically, having our focus on I'm assuming the average. I'm assuming the beverage. The beverage helps with sales. Over here, healthcare took $1 per paycheck. That's it? $1? What? Jesus. I think for like social medical, I think for social medical, it takes like, it doesn't take much, but definitely it takes more than $1. I'll say that much. I don't know. I have to look at my paycheck, my pay stub, but I think it takes like maybe, I want to say $10, $20. I could be wrong though, but still $1 is infinitely cheaper than whatever I pay for. I know I pay more than $1. And you know, it's not just for the social medical. It's also for like social security, you know, for people who are like too old or stuff. I don't know. I don't mind paying social security. I think it's you know, people need a safety net if they're in a unfortunate situation. So I'm fine with that. Okay. Oh, okay. That looks good. Average paycheck. Oh. Yeah, $1 per average paycheck. That's still crazy though. I work at a bar pub, and I can definitely see why some businesses struggle. It's hard to work in an industry that has to adapt to people's preferences constantly. Yeah, that's a hospitality. That's the hospitality business in general. That's like if you work in retail, if you work in. I never worked in hospitality, but I'm sure. I'm sure that's the case. Well, I never worked in food. I will say. I guess I technically worked in retail, and that you still have to be like hospitable. Oh my god. I will say I worked in a ritzy. When I worked in retail, I worked in both a ritzy place and I worked in a ghetto place. At one point I had 2 jobs, and they were both retail. So one of them I worked at like a snack shop in like the Upper East Side, I think. I forgot where it was already. Upper East Side of Manhattan. And it was weird. Like, Manhattan is a weird place sometimes, because like where we were, where the store was located, there was like some ritzy places around there, and then, you know, you walk a few blocks and it kind of turns a little, you know, I don't want to say like super slummy or ghetto-y, but it was a different vibe, basically. And there would be some characters that would come in, and you know, people just don't understand boundaries. Like there's times when we're closing, and sometimes I close by myself. It's a small shop, so it makes sense. Anyway, there was times when we were closing, and people would still come in. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? We're closed. And like, you know, being pretty new to retail, I was like, okay, I'll let you in. But that's a problem. You need to set boundaries, because if you let one person in, all of a sudden you're delayed, and then you're like staying longer. That job sucked. As you can imagine, it sucked hard. And then the other job was in a ritzy area. Like, people spent money there. It was crazy. Like, people with money spent money there. People with no money spent money there. That was insane. In the ritzier job, it was like there would be people coming in, and they would have several credit cards, and it would get declined, and they would still try to find a way to like spend money. I was like, I don't know if this is like a scam or something. Like, what's the deal? But you know, part of the job is like, don't ask questions, just you know, just accept the payment and move on. But like, yeah, it was like people stole from that shop. People, you know, people who seem perfectly normal, like, they never came back. It's like, I think they were trying to scam, like, you know, basically try to use like a fraudulent card. I remember there's one couple, they looked so normal, and then like their card got declined and they never came back. Yeah, no, it's really hard. It's also cutthroat, but the Gordon one mostly applies to US, I assume. Well, the Gordon Ramsay one applied to the UK as well, because like the concept of the Kitchen Nightmares is he has to go help failing businesses, and there is a lot of failing businesses in the UK. Like the US one was super dramatized, like, oh, the business owner is like this stubborn guy and doesn't want to change, blah 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 blah. But in the UK one, that was kind of the thing too. There was definitely some stubbornness, but overall the UK one, the vibes were a lot better. Like, usually the business owner comes around and like, you know, they're kind of accepting. Now at the end of the episode, like, they do like a year recap or a 1 year revisit. So a year later they'll revisit the place, and they'll check up on them. Sometimes, you know, the business still fails. Like, if you watch the first episode of the UK version, it doesn't go well, because like the owner is not really part of the process. They're kind of just the owner, but the person, like, the main person that they were dealing with was the chef, and the chef was like this, he was just like this young dude who didn't really want to like be a chef, I guess. He wasn't serious. So like a year later, basically things reverted back to the way they were, and you know, the business was like, it went from like a restaurant pub place to just a bar. They like basically took food out. Hey, Hamgwen, thank you for the drink. Thank you. Yeah, but I love those shows. His issues are a bit more extreme sometimes. Low-K interesting. You feel so horrible to watch it? Kitchen Nightmares? Maybe. I mean, like, I think if you're involved in the industry, I mean, you can see like what applies to you and what doesn't, and you can also see how relatable the show is or isn't. Like, maybe the show is completely off the rails crazy. You know, it is TV. It is like TV entertainment after all. Like, I don't really like it when Gordon Ramsay's like just yelling at people necessarily. I like it when he's like very supportive, which for the most part in the UK one, he's very supportive. Obviously, like, the US audience wants something a little bit different. But yeah, like in the UK one, he tends to be very supportive. Like, cause you know, it's a TV show, sure, but you know, part of the concept is that he's gonna try to lend his business expertise. Like, it's not just cooking; it's also like everything else. He part of the budget is to like remodel the restaurant. So like, I'm assuming the show's budget goes into that to make the restaurant look better, to more appealing to customers. I mean, he tries, obviously. Or the show tries. Okay, let me delete you. But anyway, that's just the show Kitchen Nightmares, and like that's my experience with the food hospitality business is through this TV show. I really doubt I'd be able to handle the hospitality business anyway. I just don't have the patience. Like I was saying with the retail job, there were some crazy people there. So many entitled people too. That was like one of the worst things. The one thing I remember from the retail job was like this mother and daughter couple came in, and we were busy. We were swamped. There were so many people. And I was trying to like help, and you know, I wasn't really available. You know, I was like, I think a cashier at the time, but I was like trying to call a sales associate to help us out, to come over to help them. But guess what? We were busy, so the sales associates were also busy. And this mother-daughter, they were horrible. They were like the mother just like says out loud like, is anyone, like, you know, really obnoxiously, like, is anyone of it, like, is like, is there any help here, or something annoying like that. And you know what? You can tell the daughter is already corrupted, because she does the same thing. The daughter is like maybe a teenager, like mid-teens or something. I was like, oh no, you're gone too. You're just like your mother. Oh god. And then I went away. It was horrible. Kitchen Nightmares is indeed good. Yeah, I love Kitchen Nightmares. Gordon Endescore is just a chill guy. Yeah, you can tell. I mean, he doesn't want to be stressed. Nah, to be honest, I was referring to watching people's cards decline at your retail. I freaking love watching Gordon rip into people on TV. Yeah, it's sometimes they deserve it, the Gordon one. And yeah, when people's cards decline, it's like, ugh, I have to like stand there and watch them. Like I said, when you work in a ritzy place, the people are not, they're interesting. They're definitely interesting. I remember this one time, this old guy, he was probably like in his if he was in his 50s, he looked bad. I'm sorry to say, if he was in his 50s, he looked bad. But it was this old guy. He just comes in one day with this other middle-aged like Asian lady. Like, it was, so just to paint a picture, it was this like this white guy in his like maybe 60s, and this like Asian like Chinese lady who was like kind of middle-aged. She was probably like anywhere from like her early 30s, not early, like later 30s to early 40s, something like that. And I'm like, oh, is this like your assistant? Is what I was thinking to myself. I don't think it was. Because like, okay, so basically this old dude comes into the store and he buys a lot of stuff. He doesn't shop, by the way. He doesn't really shop around. He buys just like kind of whatever. He knows off the top of his head what he wants to get. He's like, I want to get a sofa, blah 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 blah, and he buys it right away, no questions. He doesn't ask what the material is, how nice it is, what the reviews are. He just buys all this crap. And then like I talked to one of my managers like behind the door, and it's just like, they're like, he kind of says it very bluntly, which you know, it's not really super nice, but basically he was like, oh, what's their relationship? It's like, yeah, that old guy's probably, you know, with the younger Asian lady. And I'm like, oh no. But you know, it's kind of like the relationship is like, she gets what she wants and he just does whatever. And I'm just like, okay. I don't want to think about it too much. Yeah, so it's worth it. It's worth it to work at rich areas because even though people have money, they're still crazy. They're still, well, I won't say crazy. It's not crazy. They're just interesting. That's what I'll say. They're just interesting. Ooh. Everyone should work retail though, not just for like building up the tolerance for other people, but like just to see what life is like. Because I think people act the way they do at retail, like, you know, customers that is, not necessarily the workers. Is because like chances are you're never gonna see them again. Chances are. And if you do see them again, it's like because I worked at a home furnishing store and there was also people like, I don't know if it was the area. Actually, no, it makes sense. It was a home furnishing store. It was definitely upscale. And they used a lot of the stuff they used was like in like photo shoots and like TV commercials, like props and stuff. So like, you know, if you see a TV commercial and it's like, I don't know, a couple that's sitting on the sofa, right? Maybe the sofa was purchased or rented, I don't know. And like if you see the tchotchkes, like the little like decorations around it, like a little like tiny bowl or a vase, you know, things like that. Or like some chairs, like chances are like they bought it from, you know, the store I worked at and they like put it on display. You know, to give the commercial or the ad like some semblance of like a real home. So there'd be like designers who would come in and like they would purchase a ton of stuff, and you know what happens too? Sometimes they keep it and it's great, and sometimes you get a lot of returns and that sucks, and then you spend like an hour doing a return. Stupid. So stupid. And then the manager would get mad. I was like, it's not my fault. But like, it's like the manager would get mad that we get a return, but they would never get mad when that person like buys a ton of stuff because, you know, there's daily quotas. That was stressful too. There would always be a quota. We would always have a team meeting. Hey guys, we got to make $100,000 today. And I'm like, that really blows. Like some of the quotas were like, how are we ever going to make that much money in a day? And sometimes it happens. Sometimes we made so much money. I don't even know how I'm like thinking to myself, like, how often does a person need to buy a sofa? And apparently a lot. That's kind of like something I was working a hospitality job like that. You get to see lots of different people. I agree. Yep. How riveting. Quotas is whack. That's really interesting. Well, the quotas make sense. Like, this is a fairly upscale store in a fairly upscale in a definitely ritzy neighborhood, and it's part of a really, really big company. Huge company. So the quotas, they just make sense. You know, I may not like it, but it makes sense. Especially when there's like a sale going on. You know, in America, people love shopping a lot. Like when Memorial Day the Memorial Day weekend passed, you know, this past month or the previous month. You know, Memorial Day is supposed to be like in remembrance of like your soldiers and stuff. Nah, America, it's about sales. I bought my mattress for 25% off during Memorial Day weekend. So, I mean, yeah. That's what it's about. Capitalism. It makes sense, but what are you exactly supposed to do about the store's quota? Like, strap people to the couches until they buy stuff? Okay, so the way it worked is basically this. You're supposed to... the way it worked, I think, is like this. Uh-oh. Maybe I should not have done that. So, you don't like force people, but you do little things that will kind of like, I guess, psychologically influence them. Yeah, there we go. You want to influence them a little bit. So one of the things you would do is like, you would just say like, hi, right? You would just greet people, and you like, you know, you greet them. He's like, how you doing? You know, maybe you'll mention like, oh, we have a sale going on. Little things like that. You don't really do anything. And then if they come to you to like actually do something, fine. Also, some of our sales associates like basically had like a clientele. Like they had their regulars, right? So some of the sales associates would have regulars, and the ones who are really competitive, there was definitely a lot of competition among the sales associates, because like you don't get commission, which is stupid, but if you sell enough stuff, if you not enough stuff, I'm sorry, if your numbers, so basically you can sell just couches. If you just sold like enough couches, you'd be pretty good, because that's a decently high value item, as opposed to selling like a tchotchke. But yeah, you basically they basically would have their own clientele, and they would, I'm pretty sure they call them up. They would probably call up their clientele, go like, hey, you know, we have a buy more save more sale coming up, so if there's anything you want, I can hook you up. I have no doubt in my mind that happened. But yeah, I mean, that's, you just kind of try to like convince people. It's like, hey, we got a really good sale, it's only for this weekend, and if you don't buy, it's gone. Even though it always comes back. It always comes back either later in the year or next year. Like, they're not gonna stop doing buy more save more or family sales. Like that, the sale is too big, and it's going to you know, it's what convinces people to actually like, spend their money. Like, basically there was like a sale like every week. It didn't really matter. Yeah, you see me? Yeah. Who the F regularly buys couch? Interesting. Well, it's not the same person, but that's what it feels like though. It's not the same person buying the couch, but it's like this. It's like another person comes in and buys a couch, and I'm just like, I guess it makes sense. So it makes sense like this. Somebody just moved to Manhattan, or they moved to New York City, right? They came from out of state or whatever. And they're like, oh, you know, that part makes sense. Like, hey, we just moved here and we need new furniture. I'm like, okay, fine, that's true. Wherever you moved from, you probably like threw away your couch and stuff. Okay, I see. But it feels like people are buying stuff all the time that is like, that I feel like they should already have from like their previous home or whatever. I don't know, that's just the feeling though. I'm not saying that's like a fact. And it was super stressful. You can tell, like, everyone was stressed. You know, the managers were stressed, the associate managers were stressed, the GM, who was our boss of the store, he was also stressed, but he also made everyone else stressed. So it's like, I mean, he wasn't doing anybody favors. But like, he can be stressed, but don't stress us all out. And he was crazy. We all had these walkie-talkies, and he would go on the walkie-talkie and go like, hey guys, come on. Like, he basically keep pushing everyone. I mean, look, looking back on that experience, I can't really blame anyone, because number one, like I said, really big organization. This is like $1 billion business, $1 billion company. So, I mean, it makes sense. Like, we're just one store among like, I don't know how many stores across the country or across the world. I think it's a global company too, international. So I'm pretty sure it's in other countries. But we're just one store, and you know, it's really competitive, unfortunately. Like, so the stress kind of just comes with it. What a lovely dynamic. Yeah, right. I don't know. It was an interesting experience. Would I do it again? I would do it at a different company. I would try my luck at a different company. I would probably try to be a sales associate. I was a sales associate for like a little while, but I didn't really like it. But looking back on it, I think the sales associate role has like the biggest benefits if you try it out. You're basically like trying to convince people that you're a nice person, which some days are true and some days are not. That you're a trustworthy person, and you know, see if you can make them buy stuff. Which feels kind of slimy, but I mean, that is your job, is to like you convince a person that they need something, whether that's true or not either. It's like, do you really need to buy these $300 bed sheets? Yes. I'm like, okay. Sure. Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah. Yeah, good experience though. Funnily enough, despite the onslaught of like people that came into that store, I never grew more tolerant. I never did become more tolerant of people. I just become less tolerant of people. I wonder if that job is getting easier or harder. That job? What, retail? I don't know. I guess it depends on, like, what it is that they're changing. Sales associates specifically. I would imagine it should get easier. I would imagine. Mainly because, like, you know, with AI and stuff, they can just, like, quickly access information. But here's the thing. When I worked at that retail store, there was a lot of people who were... There was a lot of old people. Like, there was a lot of people, like, in their later 50s to early 60s. And I was like, oh my god. I can't believe people like that are, like... We're still working here at retail, too. So that kind of, like... It kind of blew my mind, but also I was like, oh, that sucks. To, like, be stuck there for so many years. Are people becoming more or less susceptible to sales tactics? I think people are always... I think for the most part, I think people are going to always be susceptible to, like... to some kind of, I guess, manipulative strategy or manipulative misinformation, because it requires people to, like, really research the thing. And I think people aren't really, like, that's the thing about AI, it's like quick information, right? So my assumption is that with AI in its current state, who knows what it'll be 10 years from now, but in its current state, it's basically like a search engine on steroids. Like, it gives you the search result, it gets to you fast, and it also compiles, like, a summary from, you know, the data that it has collected. Also, like, with Google Gemini, for example, Google's AI, it also sometimes references, like, actual websites, so it takes the information from the websites and gives you a summary. I think people are going to probably become too lazy to actually do their own research, and they're just going to accept these things as gospel. And you know, that's kind of the unfortunate thing. You should still do your own research. You should still compare information. because you never know, you know, what's wrong. And like even with AI, they you know, there's like a disclaimer that says like, you know, AI can like hallucinate, so basically fabricate information. So yeah, I think people are just basically gonna get lazy and careless, which is my prediction. Yeah, correct. I'm hoping that's not the case for everyone. Obviously, it's gonna affect some people. Oh, wait. I don't want to do this. What am I doing? What am I doing? Actually, no. Just draw it again. It gives it an authentic feel. I mean, that's the future that we're heading in, and it applies to everyone. Like before like AI got like AI generative images. Like AI generative images are so ridiculously scary good. But like even the ones that look kind of weird and funky, like people were still supposedly saying like it's real. So it's not gonna be hard to trick the older population. Like the current old population, they're like done. Most of them, I really doubt they're gonna figure it out. But the new old population, like the old people 10 years from now, they might be a little bit smarter, maybe, hopefully. I know my mom's gonna be like that. In 10 years, she's gonna be like old. And my concern is like she's gonna get tricked. She's already like, she's kind of wary of certain scams, you know, like when they call you on the phone and they ask you for certain information. She's a little wary of that. But you know, eventually, it's not really, it's like a numbers game basically, like a job application. It's not about like, it's not about falling for it every single time. It's just about falling for the trick like one time. That's all they really need. So like, even if you're like, even if you know that's a thing, and you like, you know ways to like detect it, like sometimes you're like, you know, maybe one day you're tired, and then someone calls you and you just kind of like give your information away because you're tired. It could happen. Hopefully it doesn't, but I like how I went on this like gigantic side babbling about scams all of a sudden. I went from retail to scams. Oh boy. Okay, I see what I'm doing wrong here. There we go, that looks a lot more normal. Kind of. Okay, no, I realize I have to like fix this. Oh, you know what, let's play it back. I might have to fix this hand. Nah, you had a good tangent. Yeah, there we go, that's what it's called. The problem is that the tech at this rate will be 10 years more advanced too. I thought people couldn't get any lazier. Isn't it amazing how we can find ways to make our lives easier? Supposedly our lives are getting easier. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not really a visionary in that regard. You know, I can't really see the future like some of these companies do. It could be good, it could be bad, who knows? Yeah, and 10 years when technology gets more advanced and AI starts being like, I don't know. I'm just wondering how sci-fi AI is, because right now AI in its current form is like, it's still not quite sci-fi enough. You know, it's not like they're gonna greet you by your name. You know, like you wake up out of bed and it's like, "Good morning, John Smith." Blah 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 blah. Would you care for some scrambled eggs? Or like based on the body temperature based on your body's temperature and your previous weight and BMI, blah blah blah, we recommend this diet for you. You know, it's like, it's not really quite there yet. Okay, so even though I have problems with this hand, the snapping hand, it looks kind of normal, which is weird. Well, it's not weird. It's going so fast you can't really see it. You know what? That's fine. It's not gonna be perfect. It's just, but it will get done. I do want to add this little line here, though. Right here. Yeah. Alright, that looks normal-esque. A visionary Chuck. I don't know. Look where I am! Look what I have. I live in a small place. I have this tiny radio. I have this old monitor from, like, the 1990s. What vision do I have? I had a friend get Gemini and read his lecture notes to him like a Joe Rogan podcast. That felt pretty sci-fi. I mean, things like that, yeah, AI can do. But I meant, like, we're not there to the point where AI is, like, basically, like, what's the word? Basically, it's taking care of itself, is what I'm saying. It's like, let's say, for example, I know Google has a thing that they're working on or have developed. I don't know how good it is, but basically they supposedly have a AI tier that can, like, chat with you like a real person. I haven't used it, so I don't know. I use the free stuff, but I'm talking about, like, AI like from a movie where it's like, you know, kind of like the Marvels thing, like Tony Stark's Jarvis. Like, it really talks to you, and if you say something like, hey, Jarvis, I'd like to have, like, a really greasy cheeseburger, and Jarvis would be like, well, you know, I don't really recommend it, because, you know, you've been eating cheeseburgers for, like, the last 2 weeks. It's probably bad for your heart and stuff. Could I recommend a salad? You know, something like that. Like, it actually, like, there's, like, it talks to you like a real person, and it gives you, like, concerns. And it'll be like, oh, it's like, oh, you know, I feel like buying this video game. It's like, well, you know, John Smith, you probably shouldn't do that because I looked at your account and it's in the negative, so that's probably a pretty bad idea. The 90s, my beloved. The 90s, well, yeah. You can't say the 90s anymore because it's like, it's confusing. Because, like, if you say, like, you can't say, like, oh, back in the 20s, because, like, we're in the 20s now. It's just the 2020. The 2020s-ish, not the 1920s. You know, I'm not gonna be alive when the 2090s come out. Oh, that's gonna be so funny. Oh, remember the 90s? Yeah, 2090. Oh, it was such a good time. Oh my god, that's gonna be funny. That for those people, it's gonna be funny. For me, I'm gonna be dead. Ew, that's scary dystopian sci-fi. Well, yeah, I think we're leaning towards that, though, the scary dystopian. Dude, I'll be 6 feet under the 2090s, too. Hey, whatever. Yeah, you know what? I'm all for it. Like, for me to be under 6 feet as well. Well, I don't really want to be 6 feet under. I just want to be... Just cremate me, please. Turn me to ash. And then you could do whatever you want with my ashes. I don't care, because I'll be dead. Spread me to the winds like in the Big Lebowski movie, which if any of you have never seen the Big Lebowski movie, that movie is phenomenal. I love that ending. Freaking throw his ashes in the wind. Or feed me to the fishes when I'm dead. Throw my ashes into the ocean so the fish may consume me. And then when someone catches that fish, they can also consume me, and it'll be disgusting. I put that in my will in a few years. I shouldn't really care too much about how this hand looks, because, like, when people actually see this, you're only gonna see it for like a fraction of a second. So let's just keep going through it. Also, random question, by the way, but did you have a mocha pot as a reference on your canvas? A mocha pot. A mocha pot? Let me look at my stuff. Oh, I have this thing. I just found it on the internet. This was like the reference I was using for like when you do the hydrate command. So PC-Chain comes with like a little kettle, so I kind of copy certain parts of it. Like I really like this spout area right here. I like that. And you know, the kettle. If that's what it's called, like I thought this was called a kettle. But if it's called a mocha pot, that's new to me. Oh, it's a kettle, never mind. Okay. I was like, it's a mocha pot? Oh, like, oh I didn't know that. Yeah, it's a kettle. What's a mocha pot? Is that for chocolate? That's what I know mocha is. Mocha frappuccino? Chocolate frappuccino? Yeah. It's not, oh, it's not for chocolate? Oh, all right. I think mocha pot and percolator are interchangeable if you know what that is. Yeah, I know what a percolator is. Basically, you're talking about making coffee. But I've never heard mocha pot. That's a brand new word. Brand new phrase. That's funny though. That's funny how like words like that. I don't even know where they came from. Languages are funny. I honestly thought mocha pot was like the American version of it. We actually call it cafeteria at home. Wait, what? What, the coffee thing? Really? Like percolator, that's an that sounds like an old term. I mean, what did they used to call it in like in TV shows? I guess they just call it the coffee pot, really. I think that's what they used to call it in like call it back then on TV shows. Like, hey, can you get it? Can you grab me some coffee from the pot? Coffee pot? Or the kettle makes sense too. I mean, right nowadays it's not even the pot, it's like a Keurig. Can you give me some coffee from the Keurig? And it's like, yeah, sure. Man, that reminds me of those commercials from like Folgers. That was such a big thing back then. The best part of waking up is having instant coffee. Cafeteria plus cafeteria. Wait, what? Oh wait, that's, oh, I see what you did. Large definition change. Okay. Oh, okay. I was like, cafeteria. Interesting. Folgers. No, like this. Folgers. There we go. Folgers in. This is a coffee brand. Instant coffee. Actually, no, I guess it wasn't instant coffee, but it was grounded up and you would put it through the coffee pot. And you know, you had to go through the process. So you put it in like the little sock thing and pour hot water in it and then let it like percolate, and eventually it becomes coffee somehow. And they have like really good commercial. Well, the commercials weren't good. They were just catchy. Folgers in your cup. I don't know. Commercials back then were really catchy. Like, they would stick in my head. And like, you know, I was a kid. I was like, I'm not gonna drink coffee, but I love this commercial because it's so damn catchy. Uh-oh, I did not finish this. Oh man, I thought I was done. Make the arm disappear. Oh. Yeah, he leans forward. I did not do that. Dang it. Come on. There we go. Catchy ad is good. Yeah, they're always good. Even if I never buy from them. Unlike 95% of ads today, which are shit or irrelevant slop. I haven't seen... Okay, so I haven't seen anything except for Twitch. Twitch is like my main media entertainment nowadays. I guess that, you know, that's because like I don't really invest a lot of time. I've been reading a lot of books in the past few years. Past 5 years, my book consumption has skyrocketed. Like I've been reading lots of books. That's why I was like talking about, I mentioned like I read like entrepreneur books, personal finance books, because my personal finances were really bad. I basically just learned a lot of stuff to like help improve my life. And Twitch, like I said. And because of that, I have not seen a whole lot of commercials at all. So, I mean, I remember commercials back in the 1990s. Like, the toy commercials were so good. Every time a toy commercial came up, I was like, I gotta have it. I gotta have it. So I don't really know what's on TV anymore. All I know about commercials is like whatever Twitch shows me. So Twitch shows me like QuickBooks. It shows me like, hey, you want to join the Navy? I'm like, no, I'm too old. I'm too old to join the Navy, and plus I don't want to join the Navy. What other commercials? TripBooks? TripAdvisor? It's Tripago? Forgot what that service is, but basically those are the commercials I seen. And I'm just like, I don't care. I'm still not buying it. Trivago, yeah, exactly. You know, if you've been watching Twitch ads, you know. Trivago. I saved money on Trivago. What? No way. I got the same room for $100 less. That's cool. And then I've seen those commercials so many times now because I'm always on Twitch now. I get really weird Twitch ads, sometimes in entirely different languages. I think I might have gotten that too. I guess it depends on your location. Like for me, I've gotten one in Spanish, I'm pretty sure, which makes sense. You know, relative to, you know, well, relative enough, you know. Go down South America, boom. Close enough. All of which are better than those freaking Trivago ads. Hotel Trivago. It's not clever or anything. It's just another service. There's a million of them. It just so happens that this one has money to spend on Twitch ads. And actors. Okay, I think I'm making okay progress. Wait, oh yeah. Let me look at this. Okay, that looks fine. Let me flatten this layer. And delete this layer. Okay, that looks good. Nice. If you want me to use your service though, make me laugh or something while I'm waiting for my stream at least. Yeah, right? Like, bring back the catchy jingles. Bring those back. At least if it's a catchy jingle, like the Folgers coffee or that really stupid commercial. Like here in the US, they have these like, I don't even know if they still do it, but there used to be a commercial and it'd be like, call us at 1-800-888. It would be something kind of catchy, but because I guess it's so ridiculous. Call us at 1-800-188-888. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of catchy. Like, I'm gonna remember that because it's so many eights. Like, I don't even remember some of the commercials that I really liked. I remember, oh, the Chia Pet commercial. That was a good commercial because it had a catchy jingle, like Chia. That was catchy, and it was interesting too. It's like, oh, here's a little planter for your succulents, and guess what? When you water it enough, it grows hair. What's that? Bob Ross, Chia Pet. It grows his afro. Oh, what's that? Hedgehog? It grows the spine things. Cool, right? I was like, I guess. I never bought one, but cool. Like, there's a few commercials I kind of sort of remember. There was the Bratz commercial as well for the toy. And the way they said Bratz was like, oh, that kind of catches my attention. Like, Bratz. I'm just thinking of the old toy commercials. Oh my god. There's one here in Oz which was targeted at adults with like reading and writing problems, but the jingle was so catchy that even with me when I was a kid, I could remember the number. Yeah. That's how they get you. They either get you with that or they get you with like the most ridiculous promises. Like one of the commercials that I remember watching that I actually believed it at the time. I never bought into it. I never bought the package, I mean, but I bought into the idea that you could do it. So the commercial was like, hey, if you buy our package for $20 a month for a low monthly installment or something of $20 a month, you can read fast. And I was like, what? And the commercial was so stupid. It was just this guy. It was just these people, right? It was just these people with a book in front of them, and they had their finger, you know, underneath each sentence, and all they were doing was moving their hands really, really fast. Like, but you didn't really know if they were reading fast. It just gave you the impression that you're reading fast. So that was like one of the most ridiculous things I've seen. Man, commercials are so interesting. So ridiculous. I kind of miss... I don't know if they do that now. I'd imagine they still, to some extent, do the ridiculous commercials, but... Man, back in the 1990s, it was like... everyone was doing it. I guess that's why the 1990s was so funny. Like, no one cared. Everyone thought their idea was good. They are, I agree, yeah. Everyone had a big idea. Everyone made their own product. And then some of them worked out. Like that OxyClean guy. What's his name? Billy Mays. Yeah, there we go. If you know him, he was a good one. He was a good, like, what do you call it? Salesperson, because, like, it was just so catchy. But wait, there's more. Like, that is so, it's such a catchy thing to say. Like, every time they say that, I think of Billy Mays. It's like, OxyClean, it does all these things. Stains, blah, blah, blah. But wait, there's more. It's like, oh my god, Billy Mays, there's more? Tell me more. Damn you, Billy Mays, and your, like, charismatic personality. Never bought anything from him. But still, it was, like, pretty catchy. Oh wait, tell me more? Oh, you're past post the millennium, so I can't really talk. But it seems like the 90s were just really more fun in lots of ways. I mean, I know like people like to say like, oh yeah, you know, this decade was so good, and blah 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 blah. You know, I know people like to say that. I will say like, I think before 9/11. And you said you're born past like 2000, so you probably don't really know too much about like September 11. I don't know if they teach that in school, because that was like a pretty big thing, you know, like so basically there's like a terrorist attack like on American soil. It happened here actually in New York City. You know, there used to be these two towers called the World Trade Center. I think it was just like business though. So it's like, you know, people go there for work. Regular stuff. But one day, you know, airplanes smashed into the building, two of them, causes both towers to collapse. You know, thousands of people died. And of course, you know, 9/11, well, I wasn't sure, okay? But it certainly doesn't have the cultural impact like it does in the US. Yeah, it's like, you know, it's a big deal here because it's like... Because some people have the impression that it's like, you know, no one has the... I'm sure people have the impression like, you know, you wouldn't dare kind of thing. I'm sure people have that feeling. But like, if you're crazy enough and you believe enough, you could do whatever. Anyway, that happened. I was like in middle school when that happened. I didn't know something crazy like that happened. I just was like, wow, we're getting let out of school early? I'm gonna watch cartoons. That was me back then. That was I think I was in the 6th grade or something. But anyway, I think before that event happened, yeah, things were a little bit more, you know, a little bit more slack and stuff. After that happened, you know, people were like crazy. My mom back then, and kind of still now, she's like overprotective. So even when I was a kid, I didn't really, you know, I wasn't like running around outside by myself. She was just a little too overprotective. But I saw like lots of kids do that, you know. You see plenty of kids like who are really young, unsupervised, walking the streets. Sometimes they still do that now. But it just felt, I guess, different. Also, like the movies, if you watch movies that are portrayed during the 1990s or earlier, yeah, I get the feeling that there used to be a lot of freedom, but I think it depends on where you are. Like, I lived in New York all my life, and I never felt like I had that much freedom. I think things are just different now because of, probably like the cultural climate, like politics and stuff, that's affecting it. Also technology, that of course affects it. You know, like, the one thing I will say is that the amount of surveillance now, it feels like, is a lot more. You know, back then, back then, it's definitely like, it didn't feel like there was as many cameras. And especially nowadays with everyone who has a camera in their pocket, oh, there's way too many cameras. Like, you couldn't just take out your phone and take a picture all the time. I mean, you could. There was camera phones back then, but they weren't that good, okay? You didn't have, like, super HD stuff. You had, like, crappy, grainy cameras. Surveillance and the like need to tell you what to do is kind of absurd. I don't know. I'm just speaking, like, from an anecdotal standpoint. Like, I don't actually have any proof that bad stuff is happening, or like the negative stuff is happening, you know. Like, maybe we are entering a dystopian future, maybe we're not. I don't know. Likewise, you have no proof. Yeah, yeah. It's just a feeling, you know. Maybe we're right, maybe we're wrong. Because another thing, this is going back to the whole, like, you know, controlling what you can control. It's like sometimes the worst thing that you're thinking of never happens. You know, that's the thing. And, you know, there's also the idea of, you know, like, at any one point we could enter, like, a nuclear, like, fallout. Because, like, a bunch of countries have nuclear weapons. But, once again, that's out of your control. You know, so are you gonna worry about that every day of your life? It's like, no. It's like, I don't have time to worry about that. Because it might never happen, you know? Maybe they never used the nuclear weapons. And in the meantime, I just gotta, you know, I just gotta live my life. If it happens, like, it's fine, whatever. I'm not gonna be around, because I'll be eviscerated. But until then, I'm gonna draw funny cartoons and draw pictures. Until nuclear fallout happens. What's the good thing of thinking about it if we can't control our... Yeah, right. So... just live the best you can. Yeah, there's a lot of crappy things going on, but once again, you know, you can say your piece and then that's about it. Like, you can say you agree with it or don't disagree with it, and go like, I'm gonna go back to drawing my cartoons or whatever, playing video games. Boy, I get to see the doctor today after work, and I'm gonna be like, I haven't seen a doctor in like a long time. I'm so bad at like checkups, but even though like I'm definitely getting on in my years, and I'm like, I should definitely see the doctor a little bit more often. I think it's been like over 5 years since I've seen the general practitioner. Been like over 5 years. I'm like, oh man, anything could be bad. I could be like, oh, I could have all kinds of diseases at this point. Oh wow, I just realized this is so circular. Whoops. Oh, well, it needs to be circular. That's kind of how it is. Wait, oh, something happened. Oh. Hey, Azarin. Hey, thank you for the water. Well, let me just guzzle that down real quick. Oh, colorful. Definitely not food dye. It's a genuine rainbow. Anyway, hey, how's it going? Thank you for the drink. Yeah, I got an appointment with my GP next week because I haven't had bloods done in like 10 years. Well, hopefully nothing's wrong. Yeah, me neither, by the way. I haven't gotten my blood test in a while. Here's to hoping nothing's wrong yet. Yet. When I'm old and wrinkly and more bald than I am now, then you could give me all the diseases. Because by then, I probably won't care as much. Because I'll be old and dying. Okay, that looks good. Alright, let's see. Okay, let's add in the arm. Let's see how that looks a little bit. Gotta make that other arm. Okay, not that. Oh, I forgot that hand. Oh, man. Other than that, this is definitely not too bad. I gotta add the other arm. Where was it? Oh yeah, that right there. I didn't add that one. Yeah, I see it now. Okay. Right there. Doing great. Hope I'm doing well. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you for, Yeah, I'm doing well. I don't know where I was going with that. My characters are adorable. Hey, thank you, thank you. Yes, we have Art, the Artosaurus, the blue guy. He is our senior artist, assisting me with all the art making stuff. At least I think he is. He never shows me what he does. And then we have PC-chan all the way in the back, working on that ancient computer. She's our marketeer, making sure that the world sees what we can do. And yeah, welcome to the studio, where you can co-work alongside us and you know, make your best stuff. And your best stuff could be whatever. It could be, you can make art, you can make illustrations, music, heck, you could do your homework, whatever it is, and it'll be your best stuff ever. The cup, the arm disappears. The arm disappears? Oh really? Whoops. Wait, the arm disappears? It looks like the arm is intact. I could be wrong though, you know. After a while, the overlay does become a monster. I thought you hadn't done the arm in one of the frames. Oh no, I tried. Sometimes it like flickers, which I need to fix. But no, I got both my arms. I'm a whole boy. Well, mostly a whole boy, mostly. Anyway, Azarin, that's your name, right? Yep, Azarine. I'm just doing some animation for the overlay. So I think I already played it, but I'll play it again. Might be a little bit hard to see. Oh, he looks like he's waving high. But basically, this is my swapping the cup animation. Whoops, that actually looks weird. There we go. Now it's gonna play properly. So basically, Art comes into the frame, and he like tosses a piece of cloth onto the cup that I just drank out of. And this is a sub-only perk that I'm trying to make like more interesting stuff, not just for the channel in general, but for like, you know, for subscribers, so that, you know, it feels like I'm giving them value. So this is like a sub-only perk / animation. So when they do the swap cup redeem, that basically one of my characters is gonna come up and they're going to swap the cup. In this case, Art is gonna come up here and do a little magic trick, and it's gonna be like, ooh, that's amazing. Thanks, listening in the background while I work. Oh, don't let them catch you. Well, hey, we're co-working. I'll just be, you know, I'm a little studio, and you're at your office, and you know, like, we're working. We're not breaking any rules. Okay, right here, I need to finish this arm. This hand, I mean. Yeah, I have a few animation ideas right now, so I'm gonna try to like go through them. And definitely want to see how they look. I think whenever I'm done with them, it's gonna take a while, but I think whenever I'm done with them, I hope people think it's cool. Not just this one, but like the other ones I'm thinking of. Oops. Don't want to do that. Like, I'm thinking of doing some, like, random events in the animation. So, like... so, like, you know, if no one's doing a redeem, stuff just happens. I think that'd be pretty cool. I've got... So, you've got more ideas for swapping animations? For this, I had a few ideas. I jotted them down in my sketchbook, but it's not really... it's not just for, like, the swapping a cup. I have, like... I have other ideas for, like, for just... I have other animation ideas for things that happen in the studio that are just different. Like, one of my ideas is, like, the characters in the background will occasionally do other things, such as, like, they might talk to each other, you know? So they might go and they might, like I have to, like, program that in my streamer bot, but in my Firebot, that is. But basically, I have an idea where I'll animate them. So, like, Art will, you know, he'll, like, maybe get off his desk and have a little, or turn around or something, and he'll chat with, like, PC-chan. You can't hear what they say, but they'll just do stuff. Maybe one of them will leave and come back with food or something. Because, like, my idea is to make it feel, like, alive. Because right now they kind of just, like, they're just kind of, like, working, you know, and they only leave their desk if someone pushes a redeem or something. You know, I wanted to be a little bit more organic. They're dialed in on the grind, yeah. I mean, like it was said before, the grind never stops. The grind is every day and every night and every second. But I'll get to that project when I get to it. One thing at a time. That one thing right now is this project. I think that's the biggest issue I have with doing things like drawing, is like the ideas sometimes I run out of ideas and I have to, like, daydream to, like, make new ideas. But other times I have too many and it's just like I'm just not fast enough getting them all out. And also, getting old also helps put things in perspective. Wait, don't do that, Do this. Okay, that made, like, no difference. But, like, getting old also puts things in perspective, because that's like, oh no, I'm running out of time. I'm gonna be dead soon. Gotta work faster. Too many sounds like a good problem to have. Maybe. I don't know. Well, you know what? No, I agree with you. I think having a lot of ideas is a good idea. I mean, a good thing. Because then you always have, like, more stuff to work on. Also, like, some of those ideas could be bad, so you could have another idea. Boom. 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 Alright, that looks correct. I don't know if it is correct. Because I can tell you, if I actually wrote down all of my ideas from, like, when I was younger, like, all of my like, ideas for, like, drawings or comics, some of them were just bad. Some of them were so bad that I like, you know, I remember it and I go like, wow, that's a stupid idea. And then there's some ideas, you know, I think about still and I'm like, maybe I should do that. Like, I just thought of one right now that I was like, I thought of two things. I thought one that I was like, okay, that's a bad idea. And then I thought of another one, it's like, that could still be something. For the record, had we not had any discussions alluding to your age range, I would have guessed you were like 25. No, you got a plus 20, you got a plus 10 to that. I'm 35. I will admit, I have that kind of voice right now, but like this voice is gonna just not age well when I'm like 60. Like when I'm 60 and I have this voice, it's gonna be terrible. Yeah, the age thing, I know like, the age thing is kind of weird. Like, for me, it's like, you know, because Twitch is primarily targeted towards the younger demographic, usually people in their teens and like 20s. So that's the I would think that's the primary demographic of Twitch. Possibly even younger, depending on what it is the streamer is about. Like, you know, if you're playing Fortnite or Roblox, you're probably gonna have a really young demographic. Which is why when I watch streamers, I mostly watch like the art category because my interest has changed a lot over the years. Like I've always like wanted to be in art, but you know, I wanted to watch. I used to watch Overwatch. I used to watch this Overwatch streamer, Emung, big streamer. And I liked his attitude too. I liked his super positive attitude. It was almost disgusting how positive this guy was. But you know, good for that dude, because like I admire that. Because I'm not that kind of person at all. And also he was really good at Overwatch. You know, that's his career. He literally makes a living off Overwatch. I don't know what he does anymore though, because like Overwatch is like dying, right? Is Overwatch dead yet? But anyway, yeah, I switched my focus to like watching more art streams, and I think I like it a lot more. It's more chill. I get to watch other people make cool art, and you know, I chat in their streams sometimes, and it's just, I don't know, it's a good feeling. Also, like, so far, the streamers that I primarily watch are like more along my age range, so they're closer to my age, and I feel a little bit more comfortable. Like, if I'm talking to like a teenager randomly, and we're talking about, I don't know, I guess it depends on what we're talking about. If we're talking about video games, it's fine. Video games and cartoons. But it's like, in real life, I'll be like, you know, obviously I don't have a lot of... I'm not gonna be able to relate very well to someone who's significantly younger than me. It's like, what are we... It's just gonna be kind of difficult. Like, I'm not gonna talk about cartoons really that much. Number one is because I don't watch anime as much, or play video games as much anymore, because of time constraints. Yeah, I guess that's my main worry. It's like, if they're much younger than me, like, am I gonna be able to relate to you at all? And like, also, like, I'm just a much older guy, you know, all those things. I know, but still, age is a state of mind. Pretend to be younger than you, and you'll feel it. No, I think I'm just gonna be accepting. That's gonna be me. Never played Overwatch, so can't help you. I joined this site that chats to people with cool, similar hobbies. Yeah. Site, not side. Yeah, I agree with that. That's why I watch art stuff now. I don't watch the Overwatch stuff anymore. The main reason is because, like, I used to play Overwatch a lot. I actually clocked, like, 2,000 hours into that game. And I do love Overwatch, but, like, I love the lore, I love the style. But I did not like the fact that it was taking so much time out of my life. So, I quit Overwatch. I deleted it off my machine. And I just decided to just draw, which I think was a good exchange. Like, I was pumping so many hours into this game, and I wasn't good at it. that was another thing. I was horrible at the game. Impressive? Nah, it's sad. Just for me, though, the people who put like 10,000 hours into Overwatch and made a living, awesome. But me? No. I pumped 2,000 hours, I didn't even get remotely good. So, and sometimes I miss it, but you know, I don't want to. I think the compromise is worth it though. Because like, instead of playing Overwatch, I made this entire overlay. You know, I made all of this with my time, and I'm pretty happy about it. You know, and all the little stuff I made, like my about panels, the few illustrations that I've made over the past few months. You know, I'm very happy with the little bit of progress I have been able to create for myself. Because like, I don't know if I ever told you the story. I told it on the stream. But I only started drawing again last year in October. So I picked up drawing again. And before that, I was just reading books and playing video games. That's what I was doing before. So I wasn't really like pursuing my passion or anything. And then all of a sudden, you know, I felt compelled, like, because I was watching another, and I was also watching, I was watching Loading Artists. I don't know if you know him. He is a New Zealand webcomic artist who also streams on Twitch. And I was watching his stream, right? And he does art, he does his comics on the stream. And eventually, after watching that stream for so many times, I decided to finally, you know, pick up art again, because I saw something interesting on his site, on his stream, and I was like, you know what? That looks really interesting. I'm gonna make like fan art of it. I made a fan art of it, and then I was like, okay, you know what? This is pretty fun. I'm gonna make more art. And then I kept drawing and drawing, and I was like, you know what? I really like drawing. I want to get back into art, and Overwatch is not doing anything for me. Overwatch is like stressing the heck out of me, because if you ever played like competitive online games, multiplayer games, they're just super stressful. People can get really angry and toxic sometimes. So I quit Overwatch, deleted it, went back to drawing, and you know, see if I can go further than I ever have with drawing, that is. See if I can like make it into a side hustle, see if I can get better at it, all those things. You have played comp games, they are indeed. Yeah, they're super stressful, yeah. It's okay you don't know Emong. I was just using him as an example because that's what I was watching back then. Because he was an Overwatch streamer and I was like super into Overwatch back then. And that was the kind of stuff I was watching. I wasn't watching any art streams yet. But yeah, I mean, you're in Australia. I know there's I'm pretty sure there's an Australian who watches his stream. I have no idea when they sleep though. Like, I don't know what time it is in Australia right now. Because usually, actually, he's in New Zealand, so yeah, the time zones shouldn't be like ridiculous. So, yeah, if you ever pop by Loading Artists' stream, I would recommend it. He makes comics and stuff. So he primarily does art, primarily. Once in a while, he plays games, but the games are like art related. So we're playing like Gardic Phone, which is super fun. And we're playing, yeah, mostly Gardic Phone. If he plays video games, like, he's not really a gamer. And recently, he's played this, he's playing around with Magma Board, which has also been really fun. Yeah, his stream overall, very fun. I always have a good time there. Come on, make this thumb. Alright, I guess that's as good as it's gonna get. Eh. Something like that. That's so nice that you're obviously not short of talent, so I'm glad you're back at. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for the compliment. It's yeah, that's another thing with like the talent and skill and blah 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 blah. is like back then when I was younger, oh my god, was I insecure and full of doubt, like to the point where it was debilitating. Like I was so insecure and doubted myself so much I just stopped doing stuff. But it's weird, I gave up so many times doing art, and you know what, it's almost like Stockholm syndrome, or like being a drug addict or something, but like in a better way. In a better way, where it's like, you know, I go back to like drawing. Not that I go back to like you know, heroin or something. But yeah, I am glad to be back. And you know, after years of dealing with insecurity and doubt, I'm kind of just like, you know, I said F it basically, and you know, I'm gonna try. That's what I told myself. It's like, you know, you gotta try. Like, you might still fail, that's true, but you gotta try first before you fail. You gotta try. In order to fail, you have to try. So yeah, just trying. See what happens. Gardaphone is goated? Yeah, Gardaphone is so fun. Normally don't follow bit channels, to be honest, but I'll check him out. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to follow him if you don't want to. I'm just making a suggestion, and I'm telling you my experience regarding me watching his stream. He's a funny dude. I think he's a funny guy. He has a really great community, in my opinion. It's not too large, and it's you know, it feels very personal. I think that's the good thing about like his size channel. It's like usually around like 30-40 people. 30-40 viewers, I should say. But it's like I said, very personal community. You see a lot of regulars, which is awesome. And yeah, you know, you go there to have a good time, basically. You're not going there for anything super serious. You just want to go there and watch this guy draw like his silly comics and talk about whatever and just relax. And sometimes play Gartic Phone. And sometimes play Gartic Phone. Big. Oh, big. Wait, let me look back at that comment. Normally I don't follow big channels. It's not that big of a channel. It's like 30-40 viewers. It's like, it's a nice sized channel. Very good. You know, it's not so big that he's gonna miss your comment, and it's not so small that, you know, nothing happens. I think it's a really nice size. Also, I've totally seen his comics before, despite not knowing his channel name. Well, I mean, that's his business. That's literally his business. If you have never, ever seen his comics, sure. If no one has seen his comics, that's a problem. If no one's seen his comics, then, you know, his business is failing. Oh, whoops. Because, you know, that's his livelihood. Indeed, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he's been doing it for a long time, which is extremely impressive. Like, in my mind, I'm like thinking, how do you make money off of webcomics? But people do it. And it's just like, I don't... And I'm like, how? Like, do you know how expensive, like, living is? I don't know. I'm not a webcomic artist, so... maybe they know something I don't. I did post a comic on like Reddit in the comic section, and I thought it was gonna be like, oh man, Reddit's a good place to get exposure. And I posted it there, and I got a decent amount of views. I don't know what views mean on Reddit though. Like someone clicks on it and looks at it for a second and clicks away, is what I'm assuming. But I only got like 9 upvotes, which is better than what I thought. You know, I got 9 upvotes, which is like, you know, some people cared. But at the same time, I was like, dang, I did not get the, I don't know, I didn't get the exposure I thought I was gonna get, which, it's fine. It was an interesting experience. Like, that was my second time posting a comic there. And the first time I posted there, I posted like a webcomic, a fan comic of Loading Artists, which may or may not have been good. Like, the community obviously enjoyed it, but like, I don't know if the internet as a whole enjoyed it. I have the absolute most respect for people who pursue art careers. I haven't got the balls. Oh no. I mean, look, you don't need to pursue it like you're going all in. You know, you don't have to do that. Because, you know, there are side hustles. It could be your side hustle. So something you do on the side. Maybe you'll make money, maybe you won't make money, who knows? But it's a side hustle. If it fails, and you stick to your regular job. That's it. That's like what I'm doing right now. But I agree, it is super scary, especially like, you know, with current technology, it's scary. But the thing is, it's always been scary. Pursuing your own job in any industry is super scary. Alright, do this, I guess? Okay, good. I wonder if that's gonna translate well. Alright, let's make the cloth. Wait, what? Why is there an arm here? Oh, I have a second. Oh, that's, okay, that layer's gone. That layer's good-ish. Let's fix this finger. Why are you not moving? Move, please. Okay, that looks good. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, looks fine. Good enough for me. And let's see how she looks. Indeed, that's my goal at least. I feel like art is definitely different though. Perhaps, I mean, it's not like I'm really pursuing the art career. Well, I am, but, you know, it's not like I've, what do you call it? I don't have enough time in it. Yeah, there we go. I don't have enough time or experience in it to, like, really say. Just like hospitality, you're not dealing with something people need, like most jobs. So it's probably a lot harder to manage, I would guess. Yeah, I mean, what people need... I mean, people don't really need a lot of things, really. This I learned from my personal... reading all those personal finance books. You know, you don't need to follow the latest fashion trends. This is just an example, by the way. You don't need to follow the latest fashion trends. You don't need to go out to, like, restaurants of any kind. You don't need to go to a fancy restaurant. You don't need to go to the deli. Nothing. You don't need to go grab a slice of pizza. You can go to the thrift store or some low price clothing brand, like Old Navy. Well, like a decent brand that's good. Like Old Navy, I think is pretty good here in the. I don't know if Old Navy's in other countries, but Old Navy in the States is a pretty decent brand clothing line that's not too expensive. You know, I don't have to go and get like Tommy Hilfiger or anything, which is way more, or J. Crew, which is a lot more money. And you just get enough clothes, and you take care of those clothes. They could last you like several years. You know, you don't have to buy clothes every few months. You know, oh, it's summer? You gotta buy summer clothes? No, you don't. Just wear your jeans. Just wear your jeans and wear a t-shirt, and you're good. Oh, it's, you know, and like in terms of entertainment media, like you don't need to buy stuff really. If you like, chances are you have a library where you are at. And hopefully your library is similar to our library where it's free, you know, no costs. Go there, you get your books, you get your movies, you get your music, all those things you can get for free. Like there's so many things that you can get as an alternative, and like people don't really like, they don't need to do a lot of things. So like saying like people don't need art or anything, I don't know. I think it's more like, you know, people want what they want is I think really what I'm saying. Like they're gonna pay the monies for this thing because they feel that there's value in it. That's kind of like that's kind of like the point of a business is like you start a business to give people value. And I guess like when you market it towards them, you have to convince them that this is the value they want. Or the other way around. Maybe they just see value in what you're providing and then they'll give you the money irregardless. Cause like, what was it? Yeah, I don't remember. I'm like going on so many tangents, and I'm like so tired in the morning. I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. But basically, like that's what I learned from the books, basically. It's like, create value, and then, you know, people will come and give you money because they think they think what you're providing is valuable to them. You know, I said a lot of words and none of them made sense, I realized. Hey, Yodo. Hey, how's it going? Good morning. Good morning from the East Coast. Eastern America. Because, like, after reading all of these, like, hey, now you're right. Oh, thank you. Thank you for understanding some of those words. It's good morning, Wood. What? Good morning, Wood? What? Yodo, this is a PG stream. You can't say those things. Ban you. Oh my god. My innocent virgin ears. Jesus. Okay, I think we're good on this sketch. Okay, now let's review it again without any of the sketches. It was autocorrect. I meant wow, not would. It was auto. Alright, that's a good excuse. That's a good excuse. It was AI! AI corrected the word for me. In fact, I'm not typing at all. It's all AI's fault. It's making me say these things, which is probably going to be the future, I bet. There's going to be an interesting future where where the AI is just texting to your contacts. Okay, my only concern... Okay, wait, let me look at this again. My only concern right now is this pinching. And you know, I think it might work. I just have to delete some lines. Okay, and we'll add details later. So, let me clean this up a little bit now. Oops, too much. Oops, not the right thing. Oh wow, I didn't even finish this line. Oh, so much work to do. There we go, that's fine. I don't care, that line overlaps a little bit. This one I need to fix. No thanks to that future. Yeah, the dystopian future. Okay, so this one... Okay, so this one's a little hard to look at, but it's like... Number one, I want to move this up a little bit. Somewhere right there. And it looks a little bit crazy right now, but... That's okay, because this is going to be hidden. I forgot to save. I should have been doing... I forgot... Oh, Yeah, I forgot to save. I need to do that. Jarvis, tell Chuck Chan he forgot to drink his water. Oh, alright. There's no Jarvis here. I can't afford that. Did you? Oh, you did pour water. Oh, yeah, you did. I was busy yapping my mouth. Hey, Google. Oh. I just realized I actually have that set up on my tablets. So it actually pops up on my tablet. I can't say those words. I can't say those words also because I'm using my tablet as a second monitor. So like if I say those words, it covers up chat and all that, and I'm just like, no. Oh, I forgot to do this part too. I forgot to do so many things. But it's okay. Change my nickname. No. Definitely do not do that. Oh, God. The thing about the Google AI thing on the tablets and stuff, the Gemini stuff, is like, once you enable like voice activation, sometimes it pops up when I don't say a thing. It just pops up as like, yeah? And I'm like, I didn't say anything. And then sometimes when I'm watching the video, it still pops up and I'm like, really? It didn't say the words. I don't know. It's annoying sometimes. Ah, now I have to redraw the thumb. No! What time is it? Almost 5. Alright, we still have like half an hour of the stream left, which I might be able to finish this line art and get a little bit of color in, which would be really sweet. It would be really sweet to get that much progress in. Oh no, I put that on the wrong layer. Wonderful. Oh no, my computer slowing down. Sometimes the video says the words and it activates. Yeah, it sucks. One day the AI will activate itself. That'll be interesting. I fully believe our phones are listening to us 24/7 anyway. I believe it. Yeah. And if they're not listening, they're definitely at least tracking you via GPS. But I think that's, you know, it's like the joke. It's not a bug, it's a feature. So like, so there's an app I used to use called Google Surveys. I think that's what it's called. Google Rewards. I think that's what it's called. So it's an app available to, I think, certain countries. And basically you're doing like surveys, right? For Google for whatever reason. I think someone's like paying Google to like collect data from people so that, you know, they'll ask you like, have you ever used this brand before? And you say yes or no, and that's usually like the end of it. But one of the things in the app is like you have to turn on locations for some reason. And if you turn on location, supposedly it will be able to find you more surveys to do. I don't think that's true, but you know, that's one of the things it says it does. Oh my god, ew. It's Google. I mean, it's Google. That's like a big part of their business is like collecting people data. And you know, that's not even the future. That's like the life we've been living for like the past 10 years. That's just how things have been. You know, if you use social media, you know, it's there. Like, I'll tell you this. I have Instagram on my phone, right? I have Instagram on my phone because I want to change. I think the only way to change your nickname on Instagram, as far as I'm aware, is on the mobile app, which is BS. Like, that's so silly. And at least make it less obvious, please. No, then, well, it used to be less obvious, you know, when people back then, but you know, people have wisened up a little bit. And you know, some people just don't care, so that's just how it is. But I have Instagram on my phone, right? And I also use Google Gemini as well via my Google account. So I think the data is all tied together. So one day, I mentioned I bought a mattress, right? So I bought a new mattress like a month ago because my back was hurting. And right now, I've been feeling a lot better, hopefully because of the mattress. And I'm looking at my Instagram feed, right? And it has like sponsored ads. And one of the ads, guess what? Is the mattress brand I bought, right? So they know the mattress I bought, which is like, wow, what a coincidence, right? I just bought this mattress. Hey, a broken demo disc. Hey, how's it going? How you doing today? I'm still working on this animation. And hopefully it'll be done soon. Yeah, but like Instagram is definitely spying on you, 100%. How'd you know I bought this mattress brand? Wow, Instagram, what a coincidence. What a coincidence. Yep, I've been exactly in the same boat with Instagram. Even if I have like conversation with a brand name, I'll see it on my feed within 10 minutes on occasion. IG as in Instagram. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, if that's what they're spying on me. Oh. Whoops, that was my alarm telling me, hey, it's 5 o'clock. Thank you. Yeah, but it is what it is. This is the world we live in. It's been like that for a while now. I mean, the only other way is to like not use social media, but you know, depending on like if you're using social media for your business or you have close friends that are on those platforms and that's how you communicate with them, it's kind of hard to move away. I tried that. Look where I am now, back on social media. I did that for a few years too. I had like no social media for a few years. And you know what? It was good. It was actually pretty good, just saying. It was good not having to follow, like, it was good not seeing all these feeds about these people's lives that were like infinitely better than mine. Or it was good not seeing like, hey, you know, here's the problem with your country. It's like, thanks. I want to be reminded every day how bad it is. It's like, no, I don't. Sorry, sometimes I use IG for I guess. Okay, I would never guess that. I guess. Yeah, that's new to me. Sucker for abbreviation. I tried to use my dad's flip phone recently, but they cut off data to it, and I just found the phone. Flip phones, huh? Like a really old flip phone, or like... Because they make new flip phones now, but they're basically just foldable smartphones. Tempted to buy a Nokia, though. Wow, Nokia still makes phones? That's a surprise. Nokia phones were good. I had a few back then. But the smartphones just won. Wanted to avoid buying a new one because they're cheap and nasty. Dad's flip phone was the old Motorola Razr, all like metal and stuff. The Motorola Razr. Oh yeah, I remember those. Apparently that I remember reading a story about that in one of the books I read. Apparently that failed. It was not a very good It was not a very good marketed phone. But I remember seeing them everywhere, though. I don't know what the deal was. I thought at the time they were pretty cool. You know, they were nice, small, foldable phones. I mean, flip phones are still, like, in style, apparently. Clearly, because, like, what, Samsung has made that gigantic phone that, like, flips open. The foldable phone, I should say. It's not a flip phone. The foldable phone. Yeah, but they haven't completely gone extinct, which is a surprise. Okay. Could probably be fixed a little bit. Just a little bit. I need the illusion to be there. Delete. Oh, let's see. Really interesting. I feel like I used to see them everywhere too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the story was. Like, basically the CEO of, like, Motorola, they really pushed this particular... Like, this was at the time as well. So this is, like, when razors were new. And then it didn't do so well. Now, of course, I'm not looking at their numbers. I'm just reading a story in this book. So, how true it is, who knows? Dude, don't get me started on the size of phones today. The Z Flip. Oh, something like that. Whatever the Samsung thing is called. My uncle had one too. It was huge. I was like, it's like a dinner plate. That's how big that phone was when you folded it out, and thick. Oh, like, oh my god. You're carrying a brick in your pocket. And guess what? It broke. It eventually broke. I don't even want to think about how much that phone cost them. Yeah, my phone's pretty big too. I have like the Samsung S22, which is a chunky phone. But it's good, you know, it's got a stylus. Sometimes I draw on it. It's not terrible. Let me... This... Where is this? Oh, I see. Dang it. Alright, let me just do this then. Onion skin. And turn that off. Aaron, you're breaking your pocket. We've literally regressed back to 1982. Awesome. I don't know. Depends on how far back you go. Yeah, certain phones, like old, like really, really old cellular phones, yeah, they're gigantic. They're bigger than what we have now. But like, I would say like 2000s. Yeah, around the 2000s. Phones were pretty small for the most part. Like, I remember my first phone was like a Motorola, and it was very easily pocketable. It was a little thick, yeah, but like overall size was really, really tiny. Like, it fits really easy in your palm. It's like almost like a TV remote kind of size palm. Not as long as a TV remote, but like, yeah, very palmable. And then like phones got big. Well, not all the phones are big, so obviously you have your choice. But I think people really like, I think people just like the idea of like carrying like a little TV in your pocket. I think there's something missing. I don't know. I'm gonna color it. I'm gonna color it because I have no idea. Joking, but still, yeah. I mean, I get you. At this time in my life, I honestly believe the mid-90s to like 2000s was truly peak. Dude, TVs belong on a wall. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes it's nice to see a big screen on the bus on your, like, you know, you're watching a. Well, I watch Twitch on my phone, but still, it's kind of nice. Mid 90s to 2000s. I don't know if you ever seen the movie. I think it came out in 2012. What's it called? A Midnight in Paris. I think it's what it's called. Let's see. Midnight in Paris or Midnight Walk. 2011. Oh, I was close. Yeah, so it's a Midnight in Paris. It stars Owen Wilson. It's what's his name? It's a Woody Allen film. If you know any of those people. Not sure I've heard of that film. And well, if you haven't heard of it, I actually do recommend it. It's like I don't know. I just looked it up online. It says it's a comic, which I don't know. It's not like a ha-ha, laugh out loud comedy. I think it's just like... It's more like a drama than a comedy, I think. But anyway, talking about like certain time periods or like, oh, this was the best time. That's like a theme in that movie, which is why I bring it up. Because Owen Wilson's character, he's like a writer, but he's lost inspiration. He doesn't really know what to do, but he like fantasizes about this time period. He's like, oh, like this time where all the, you know, this is the best time because like this is during the time where like real artists were alive, real artists like Hemingway and stuff, like people who knew how to write stories. And then he meets this other person. You know, I'm trying not to spoil it too much if you plan to like watch it, but basically he meets another person and they think the same way, you know, and then it comes to the realization that there's always going to be somebody who's older than you or younger than you who's going to say the same thing. Basically, they're always going to think a certain time was the best time. That's okay. We could all be dickheads once in a while. 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, I didn't know it was that good. Yeah, it's a good film, really good film. Like that was such a cool part in the movie too. I was like, wow, I never really thought of it that way, but it was like, yeah, I was like, dang, that feels that it does feel kind of like relatable. Oh wow, boom, huge. Let me fix you up a little bit, and let me turn on, because it shouldn't be that big. Oh, whoops. And I'll clean it up a little bit later. Actually, the top part, I think, will be less crazy. Red line. Okay, there we go. I should have put that on a separate layer. Would have made my life. Would have made my life a lot easier. Okay, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Let's replace it there. Boop, boop. Okay, and you're supposed to have your eyes shut here. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'm fixed in my belief in this moment, but I totally recognize that it's all subjective and will definitely change. It's a complicated world. Yeah, that it is. That it is. Yeah, like your opinions will change. Sometimes they stay the same. Uh-oh. Wait, where's the other arm? No! Okay, let's see. Arm. Oh, there it is. I like... Oh man, I'm just seeing all these like little things that I need to like fix. I guess I'm not gonna get into color today. Alright, let's play that back. Play without the sketch. Let's see, this is about, let's see, 10 to 40, 30 sec. Okay, this is about like a 5-second animation, which I want to keep it pretty short. Oh, I just realized he has no... A big chunk of his face is gone. Right there. Alright. This is new music? Yes, Yodo. I switched to Chill Hop. I mean, I'm gonna keep the old playlist from time to time, but Chill Hop just has a lot more selection. It's still the same kind of vibe, so it's still like, you know, chill. So, I've actually not really been listening to this music at all. I've just been concentrating. But hopefully, you know, you guys are okay with it. I want to stick to like stream-friendly music because it's just I don't have to like worry about editing out the audio or anything. And like like if I ever decide to multicast in the future, I also don't have to worry about, because I know if you stream to Twitch, there's the Twitch VOD thing, but I think that's Twitch specific, so if I ever want to do YouTube also, at least I have that covered. Because I don't think the Twitch VOD, I don't know if the Twitch VOD thing works with YouTube. What was in your old playlist? My old playlist was, you can actually see it in the About section. So if you go to the About section and scroll down, well, it depends how big your monitor is, but you'll see a section called The Beats. The Beats has my playlist on YouTube. And that's what I was playing for like an entire month straight. And I loved it. I loved playing that playlist. But I have to admit, it was the same stuff every time. And if I stream for like, you know, if I stream for like 6 hours, which sometimes I do on the weekends, you know, that playlist is only like an hour and a half long or something, so it could get really repetitive, and I'm sure people, you know, I'm sure some people don't really like that, which I understand. So I switched to chill hop, bigger library of music, same vibe. Hopefully that's cool. You can put your music on like a separate channel so that all your music isn't saved in the VOD if you need. Oh, I know that. But let's say, for example, you know, I in OBS I have multiple tracks for the audio. But let's say that the first track, oh, thank you, Yoda, for the water. Let me drink this right away because I don't want you to remind me later. Aw, taste the rainbow. Like, the first track is usually, it has all the audio. It has like my voice, it has all the sound effects, it has the music. So I would have to, like, as far as I'm aware, I would have to like put it in a video editor and select the track that has no music and then re-export it. At least that's what I think. That's how I know how to do it. And I don't want to do that because that's a lot of time. And also, like, you know, like I said, if I ever want to do multicast to YouTube, I don't know if that method works. Because I used to do that too back then. I used to multicast to Twitch and YouTube. You know, exposure. But right now I'm just concentrating on Twitch, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, let me open up this dude now. I need to grab your color. And let's give this dude a little bit of color, because I think it's time. And I have enough time to at least do one frame, so let's slap that color in. I use OBS, and I'm pretty sure there's just some setting you can change. Let me see if I can find it. It might not work for multicast though. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. There is a Twitch setting. If you select Twitch as your streaming server, I think that option does pop up. Also, it just simplifies my life too. It's like, oh, what's that? The VOD has music? Oh, what's that? It's stream friendly? Excellent. Because like, if you play music and you put it on that channel that omits the music, and then you play the VOD, it's like just quiet. Which would be funny though. It's like, wow, this guy's stream is so silent as you're watching the VOD. But then you watch it live and it's like, oh, there's music. What? I don't know. Depends on your preference. I would prefer there to be music in the VOD. Because sometimes I like to watch VODs of past streams, and you know, the music is just, it's a nice filler. It's a nice little filler when there's no talking. That's my personal preference anyway. Fair, yeah. Like, the one thing I've learned... wait, what the heck? I'm on the wrong layer. Oh, whoops, I forgot to make a frame. My fault. Wait, what? Why does it look like that? Okay, I want to move you over here. There we go, now it worked. The one thing I learned as I'm trying to, like, you know, fit streaming and drawing into my life is, like, I really want to, like, try and simplify certain processes so that it doesn't take up too much time out of my life. So, like not making certain things more complicated than need be. Like, the music thing is a small thing, but that definitely fits into it. Like, don't pick music that will require me to edit videos too much. Use a bullet journal to keep track of my tasks, my to-do tasks. That's been helpful. Though I have been neglecting that. I have been neglecting that as of recent. When I do projects, I try not to overthink it. So like, I don't think about like the million things that is required of me to finish this project. I just think about the next thing. So right now I mentioned, so you know, I mentioned a little bit ago I have like a lot of ideas. You know, when I'm creating concepts and like drawing in my sketchbook of these ideas, fine, whatever. Think of all the ideas, right? But when I'm working on projects such as this right now, I don't want to think about any of those ideas. I just want to think about the next thing I have to do, which is like, okay, the next thing I have to do right now is I got to fill up this space with this color. And then when I'm done, I move on to the next frame. I try to just keep things as simple as possible, because it's like, it's really hard for me to focus sometimes, because when a task is too difficult or it seems really difficult, I tend to not want to do it. And that includes drawing. So try to keep everything as simple as possible, and it makes completing them easier, in my opinion. Alright, I already see some issues, but that's okay. I get rid of that philosophy. Very much. Nice. Yeah. And if you're interested in reading books, maybe you're not, but I'll throw it out there. There's a book called The One Thing. I forgot the author's name. But that book I recommend so much. The One Thing is like, yes, I got 6 minutes, Ioto. I got 6 minutes. Let me have it. I said I was only gonna do like 1 frame. I did 3. I did 3 frames of color. I'm gonna do my 4th one. But yeah, if you are interested in productivity books, The One Thing is like super great. It really like makes me think about like what I need to focus on. And the one thing is like a philosophy of like how to do it. It's not really like a step-by-step guide. But I do credit that book for like, just out of all the productivity books that are out there, I definitely credit that book a lot for like helping me figure out what my focus is. Gary Keller? I forgot his name. I'm sorry. I really forgot his name. If it's Gary Keller, then yeah, but it's called The One Thing. And that's all I remember. I remember the title. I don't remember the guy's name. But it's called The One Thing. And the title is like, the word one is like really big and bold. And it's a short read too. It shouldn't take too long. I read that book twice now. I read that book twice and I don't remember his name. But yeah, that's one of my favorite books in terms of productivity. And I read quite a few productivity books now. I think that one's like, personally, like one of the best ones. I hardly ever read, to be honest. I certainly want to. Keep it in mind, a lot of things I learned and I've taken to heart is because I read books. Like none of the things I say is because I'm so smart or anything. I'm literally like echoing things I've read in the books. Like The One Thing is one of them. The business books that I've read, I tried to implement them. The business books are probably like the hardest ones though, because like I have no idea if I'm like doing it correctly and stuff. Okay, so this is a cool thing with Krita. I realize because I'm right-handed, like the drawing tends to go to the right side, unfortunately. I think I know something that can. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna change my I'm gonna change my setup so that it's more left-sided. But the cool thing about Krita is, like, if I paint on the previous layer and I go to the next frame, no, the previous frame, and I go to the next frame, it saves all the color in the next frame. And it automatically creates a new frame once I start drawing in it. So this could save me, this helped save a lot of time. So I didn't have to fill up, like, all this stuff. I didn't have to fill up any of this up here. It was already filled up for me. And I just have to fill up what's missing. So I don't know if other programs do that, but Krita does it, so bonus points for Krita. Alright, this is the last frame. I'm done. Gotta save. Am I saving? Yes. Yeah, if anyone uses Krita... Alright. And let's see, I'm gonna check my Twitch real quick. You have to leave too? Before you miss your bus come. Hey Paul, no problem. Thank you for stopping by and chatting with me. I enjoyed it, you know. No, what? Home before you miss your okay, I didn't even read that. I thought you were like going to work or something. Your bus home. Hey, no problem. Have a safe ride back home. Thank you for stopping by. I enjoyed our chat. And you know, if you have time tomorrow, I will be on starting at 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern. That might be super late for you, and that's understandable. But Saturdays, just gonna let you know, Saturdays are I do a thing called Draw Me This, which is basically you could get yourself a free doodle. It's only 50 channel points. Get it while you can, and you can request basically anything. But other than that, hey Paul, thanks for coming by. Have a good one. You might be up. Think you'll be able to doodle then? Cool. Yeah. Hey Yodo, thanks for coming by. So, my alarm is telling me to hurry the heck up. All right, guys, we're gonna raid real quick. I'm gonna raid this person. I kind of like their stream. Oh my god. I'm like on a Twitch website right now. There's all this. I didn't realize Twitch had all these commands. It's time to end. I'm ending, Yoda. I'm ending. Don't rush me. How dare you? How dare you rush me? Let's raid our little channel. My god, the disrespect. Okay, let's raid Simon Red. Very cute channel. Let's do that. Did I do it right? I did it correctly. Be proud of me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming by today's stream. I am going to be on 9 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want a free doodle, check it out there. Alright. Bye. Did I wave? Yes, I waved. Okay, bye.